The TARDIS hurls through the time vortex from one position to another. The entire crew kind of left bare with their sadness, their regret, and some of it with their elated joy at where they left Marcus in his timeline. How they brought closure, but also opened a lot of old wounds for themselves. And no one is really talking at the moment. There is a very somber kind of feel in the main control room. Even Bethany is just kind of like quietly with her thoughts, kind of leaning up against a railing in the corner. Drifter is, pretending to do calculations on the control console. And Jeffrey is standing there looking very confused as why everybody is so goddamn sad already, because he didn't even know that Marcus is going to die. So out of nowhere, apropos of nothing, he goes, I think I'm going to go try and find something to drink for everybody. I'll be right back. And then he just kind of starts to wander off. And honestly, Bethany and Drifter don't even hear him. And just as soon as he leaves the room, though, there is a sparking at the control center. Drifter is kind of like thrown back slightly as alarm bells start to go off. It seems like something is wrong with the TARDIS. Something is wrong with the navigational system. At this point, you get this red alert, like it just says incoming distress call, which the Drifter didn't even know you could receive distress calls from anywhere. You're a floating time and space machine. How would you get a distress call? And Bethany, you get concerned. You kind of stand up. You move towards the control console, kind of confused by this. And it is at this point that both of you blink. And when you blink, you open your eyes and you are in a white, sterile room. Probably about 20 by 20 feet. All of the walls are lit. Like they're slightly lit, like almost like a fluorescent glow. To them, you can hear the hum through the walls, and you're both just standing there confused. You both hear a woman's voice kind of like pale through the darkness, and you just hear, help, please, and then it's gone. You turn and look at each other, confused as to how you got here, how you moved from the TARDIS. Are you still on the TARDIS? Where are you? And it's at that point that Drifter goes to scratch his head, and he sees his hands for the first time. And his right hand is missing a pinky, and he has 2 thumbs. And then his left hand has no pinky, but the pinky is growing out of his index finger. Then another pinky is growing out of his index finger. And he has an index finger where his thumb would be on the left. Bethany looks at the hands, confused, and then also raises her hands, only to realize she has nothing but index fingers on one hand and nothing but middle fingers on the other. So you guys are in this room, you're both looking at your hands, you're looking at each other. There seems to be one door on the, we're going to say to the left of you guys, because you don't really have a direction at this point. And that door has like a small keypad next to it. And you see some keys light up on it. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, 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 beep. And it just keeps doing that same sequence over and over again. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 5, 5, 3, 1, 2, 4. Beep, 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 beep. What do you guys do?
Drifter? I think we have become science projects because we have some weird fingers.
I do want to let you both know at this particular time. Hold on a second. Find the stat. Any action you take that involves your hands and requires a roll will have a -2 to it.
Okay.
Because you got bad hands. And just so that you know, the name of this episode is Bad Hands.
feel like I should have gotten those little hands to put on my hands.
Right?
Oh, that's horrible. I looked down. Do I still have the same number of limbs?
Yeah. If you look at a quick examination of yourself shows that you have, you're basically Drifter. You're wearing the exact same outfit you were on the front deck. In the control chamber. You don't. The only physical difference that you can see, you can't see your own face, but that you can see is your hands.
Drifter, did you touch the board before we went anywhere?
I don't think so. Where's Jeffrey?
Who?
Did you just say who?
Yeah.
The puppy dog that's been following you guys around for 3 fucking episodes, and you said who? Poor Jeffrey. Poor Jeffrey. Oh my god. I feel so bad for that man.
Hold on. She's gathering her thoughts.
Yeah.
Jeff. And she's like, who? Oh.
This is so worse. It's so much worse. Oh my god. Oh. Somewhere sorry, Jeffrey Jeff. Has like a single tear roll down his cheek. Okay. Poor Jeffrey. Okay.
So that number pad over there started to drive me a little crazy. Drifter, should we try and see if we can get out of here? It seems a little sanitary, a bit white and clean. Okay, I'm going over to the number pad, and I'm going to try and follow the sequence with my hand with all the middle fingers.
With all the middle fingers?
That's a good mood.
This is what you get. This is what you get, whatever's going on right now. Alright, go ahead and, well, this normally would not be a skill check, but since you have nothing but middle fingers on this hand, we're going to have to figure this out real quick. I think it is going to be, I'm going to say awareness, actually. Got it? There you go. So it's going to be agility and awareness. -2, because you're using your hands.
19, so 17.
Okay, you do still get it, though. It is obnoxious. Like, you trying to hit it with your fingers, they just don't... Like, they're all middle fingers. They're all too tall, so when you try and point with one, you end up pointing with another one, too, and it's just... It's like a square hand that you got in front of you. It's terrible. But you manage to click, 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 poof. And then when you put the code in, the door slides open. And then as the door slides open, you see the lights in the walls kind of go out. The walls themselves, there's still like kind of like a small track lighting in here, but it gets a lot dimmer. You don't feel like in the heavy white like sanitation that you've been in.
I'm gonna peep my head out.
All right, when you do that, what were you gonna do, Drifter?
While she's probably sorts himself slightly and is looking around the room to look for anything out of the ordinary. I mean, any more out of the ordinary than whatever this is.
Okay. Give me what are you using to look for out of the ordinary stuff? Like, what specifically are you looking at in this room?
My eyes. I still have the same number of those, right?
You definitely have the same number of eyes. I'm talking about the skill that you are using to try and discern things. That's fair. If you had decided to use mechanics, you see where I'm going with this? Like, it might have been like...
Oh, yeah. No, I'm...
Give me a hard time? Is this the time to give me a hard time? Okay. All right.
I mean, I rolled really badly, so...
I'm not the guy with 6 thumbs. All right.
Yeah. No.
What'd you roll?
Like 6. And that's with modifier.
You're in a room. It is
Probably square.
It's probably square. It definitely does not feel rectangular, and it is right out that it would be a circle. So it is it is probably square, and it is futuristic-y, maybe something like that.
That's how we're starting today. Okay.
Bethany, you peek your head out the door. You are kind of like you peek your head into a hallway. There is another door across from you, much like the door that you had like kind of a window, an observation window. That door has an observation window, and it seems to be into another room like this. However, that room is dark. Okay, and it seems to be directly across from this room. Almost as if your room is in line with it. The hallway goes right or left, and then for the same amount of time, and then goes, and then you can see like a kind of a break in it, and then it goes like to the north or south, and then keeps going. So almost like you're in a grid, if that makes sense.
Gotcha.
Sorry, I was not doing a good job describing the hallways at all, but...
You're good. I got just logistics. I'm going to look at my hands real quick again because of my background, and I'm going to look at it to make sure that it's not, like, there wasn't a medical procedure done.
Ooh, good call.
Morbid but fair.
Good call. Give me, so you have medical, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna do perception medical because I think this is a perception sort of thing. And Drifter, what are you?
Would this still be -2?
No, because you are not using your hands to do it. I mean, you're looking at your hands, but you're not using your hands. Okay, hold on one sec. Drifter, what are you doing while she's looking at her hands?
I got to point out the lack of information that I have here, and she's already got the door open and is looking outside.
How Bethany?
Is that safe? You know what? Probably not. But excellent work. What's out here?
Okay, all right, you're gonna walk out. What are you exactly doing when you walk out?
I'm looking cautiously. Well, her head's still attached, so there's nothing that horrible out here.
Yes. Nothing terrible out here. You see the same grid system, the same kind of like the hallway system. Bethany, you got a 16, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Take a momentum for the success, the player-initiated success.
Yep.
And there was no procedure done on your hands. In fact, well, if there was a procedure done to your hands, because you have been in some pretty sci-fi situations, if there was a procedure done on your hands, there's absolutely no way to tell. The middle fingers look exactly the same. Like they not only just look like middle fingers, they look like your middle finger 5 times straight up. Same with any other like weird anomalies on the hands. It looks like this is what your hands were since birth. Like, and not just anybody's hands, your hands. So if this was a medical procedure, it was done so good that there is no way to tell that there was surgery of any kind.
Okay. I'm then going to exit the room and proceed to go down the hallway to the left.
Beth is just walking off without even talking to Drifter. All right, so Bethany comes out and just starts walking down the hallway in front of you.
Oh, jeez. Well, the player's film brain is horrified by this, but Drifter doesn't know anything about this, so, and he's kind of taken aback, like, coming, you seem quite comfortable here, Bethany. Is there, story about this that I don't know?
No, I just feel comfortable because it seems like this might be a medical facility of some sort.
That's fair.
So
Although
once I can get maybe to somebody that I can talk medical with, we will be on the same page.
All right, both of you give
I
me
do
awareness.
not like waking up in unfamiliar medical facilities.
Yeah.
Some weird
Any
traveling.
negatives?
What? No negatives.
Okay, I have a 20. Not natural, but it's a 20.
I'm gonna make you download a new system. What'd you get, Drifter?
Download a new system. I'm using a rolling dice generator.
That's what I said. We're
I
gonna
lost-
get you a new one. That sucks.
I lost the audio for a second. What's the...
Oh, awareness perception.
Okay.
Oh shoot! Never mind. That's a 22.
Here, 12.
Okay. All right. Bethany, you notice
Yes.
on the roof that this place seems relatively dark, and your medical facility kind of suspicions are quickly doused. This actually feels more factory-like as you walk through it, and there is, and most of these rooms are dark. The hallways are only like track lit. It's almost like wherever you are doesn't have people in it, but could, like a factory that's closed down or a warehouse that's closed down, something like that. And then the roof, however, has these track lights that keep going off in a certain sequential order down the hallway, and then they seem to turn about 3 turns down. They seem to turn to the right. Drifter, you got a 12. So you quickly, your technological brain is a little bit more advanced on the knowing what the fuck is going on situation, so you know this is not a medical facility. You glean most of the information that Bethany gleaned. However, you don't see the track lighting. You completely miss that. But you do see... Just have to find the company name. Oh yeah. You do see the this logo kind of when you come to, like, when you walk past these squares that you were in, on the outside, on the corner of them, there is this logo that just says AIG. And Bethany doesn't see that.
Is there anything that stands out about it, or is it just some letters?
It's just some letters. It's a very corporate branding sort of thing.
Hate clean corporate branding.
Yes, it is clean corporate branding all the way. Disgusting clean corporate branding.
Not a single serif to be found. There's... AIG mean anything to you?
AIG.
It does not.
Those are very close letters in the beginning of the alphabet.
That's fair. It's also right here. I don't know why.
Well, we'll just keep a mental note of that. And there's this weird sequencing going on the ceiling. I'm not 100% sure exactly what it's telling me.
Oh. Kind
Alright.
of the same to me.
Drifter, now that you have looked at it, I will give you a mechanics roll if you would like.
I would be happy to give it a shot.
Alright, do it.
I'm going to spend one of those momentum to use mechanics. No, I can't because it's intelligence. Heck me. Alright, let's go. That is 19.
Now I'm going to say something real quick. Did you use your Sonic for that?
I did not.
Okay. Alright. So you get a 19, and you can tell that the lights, like just the way they're doing it, they seem to be directly like pointing your way. Whether this is an automated system because Bethany put in the code to open the door, or whether this is some sort of like something trying to single you, but these lights are definitely trying to communicate to you where to go.
They're definitely leading us somewhere.
Well, let's follow the yellow brick road.
Follow the
I was going to say recently that's probably a trap, but given the lack of options, I would go ahead, yes.
Oh, Drifter, we're pretty great at getting out of traps. I mean, I'm a talker, you're good with mechanics. We've got this.
Boy, I'd like to not have a trap next time. Let's, next time. We'll aim for that next time.
Sounds like a plan.
resolution
We're
roll.
gonna go.
Resolution roll number 1. Nice and early today. Nice and early today. Either one of you can take it. It is a 16 though. Because it's the first one. The first one's always the
roll
worst
as
one.
bad as I did last time.
The first one's always the worst one. It's up to you guys.
I only almost lost everything last time.
Drifter, you can go for it.
Okay. Ask your question first, sir.
Um,
Do you have any theories?
I have a lot of theories in metagame brain. But in character brain, I would say he's pretty likely to think that this is the Bohemians, annoying stupid trap of the Bohemians again, and that the signal was fake, and that this is some kind of paradox death trap.
Paradox is death trap. Gotta love them. Gotta love them. Go ahead and roll for me.
That's a 16.
Okay. All right. So, I believe that is a minor complication, but I am going to give you the answer. This has nothing to do with the Bohemian. There's just something about this. This has nothing to do with the Bohemian. You just know it has nothing to do with the Bohemian. You're not exactly sure how or why, but this just doesn't feel like him. And I will save the complication.
Of course.
So, you guys continue to follow the lights?
All right.
Yep. We follow the yellow brick road.
All right.
I'm pretty.
All right, you guys turn. It takes you to down a ways, then you turn, and you come to the realization that you guys are in a very large grid system with a bunch of these rooms that look exactly the same. Every time you pass a door and look inside the door, it's the same room, and the doors are always on the same sides of the boxes and across from each other. And then if you walk around the boxes, there's no door until you get back to them. So, but this entire section is just this big, long, square grid system. But again, it does feel like this area is not active for whatever reason. But you guys do kind of reach a large door system, and it says exit from Generation Room A. It says above it Generation Room A. And then it says some warning labels. There's a couple that say beware of fire, don't mess with stuff, do not stand in the rooms during process, stuff like that. And then there is there's what seems to be an empty control room to your right, but the door is currently locked.
I am going to try and have the Drifter. I'm going to mention to him, Drifter, hey, don't you have one of that fiddle thing that you can open doors with?
The fiddle thing.
Could be very creative this time.
Well,
I can try.
we can do it.
Why are all these signs in English? Very clearly labeled for a strange.
Do you want to make a roll
Crap.
to glean some information?
I would. Also, for clarification, the grids this is a solid hallway with rooms, with door rooms, or are these separate cubes?
It's
evenly spaced on the floor.
No. It would be they would be solid hallways, but you realize that this entire area is just cubes with hallways around each cube, basically. So gridded off. You're in a section though that doesn't have it kind of the hallways kind of opens up a little bit, so it's a little bit taller. If that makes sense.
So, yeah. Okay. Just trying to think of, like, were we in, like, pod rooms, or are these just, like, there's just a lot of...
Like I said, really
like an
happy for
endless
this episode.
hotel. Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely gives you hotel vibes as far as the gridding is concerned. Like the hallway to gridding is concerned, but it's definitely not a hotel. Give me, so before you even worry about the lockpicking thing, you said you wanted to try and glean some information from the writing and whatnot?
Yep.
What are you using to do that?
Does the control room have, like, glass next to the door?
It has, it looks like glass.
Or, you know, something.
It's clear and you can see through it. I don't know if you can punch through it. You'll have to find out.
Oh, yeah, but with these hands, I don't know. But I can look through it at the controls and see if I can get anything from that.
Okay, all right. What are you rolling?
I think it would be perception, mechanics.
Perception mechanics. Give me a roll. We're gonna say 10 difficulty.
9.
Man, those controls look control-like. I bet you they control things.
Sweet. Love it.
Honestly, you got a 9, so you get a little bit of information.
I'm gonna burn one of my luck tokens.
Okay, all right, cool. Go for it. Reroll that bad boy.
Yeah, that's a 21.
There you go. There you go.
I forgot I had those. Yeah, there we go.
This is so you gain a lot of information from that. This is far into the future. Far into the future. Probably sometime beyond the Space Love and Vikings episode, basically. So this is future tech. It is human in origin. It is not alien in origin. This is definitely a human company. That is why everything is in English. And this is a factory. 100% this is a factory, and this is a factory floor. You're not exactly sure why this part of the factory is shut down, but this is definitely a factory floor, and that control room is where they set up whatever needs to be created.
Well,
I'm also, since you got such a good roll, you also see a light inside blinking from one of the control panels. And it is blinking in old school human Morse code. And it's blinking SOS.
oh boy. Okay. So, a few things. We are definitely far from our future. Human and some sort of factory. Also, there's a message in the lights, which is totally normal and not at all ominous. I don't know if that will help me get inside, but something is sending us an SOS message.
Oh, Drifter, you think you can get the door open with your abominable mess of hands? I guess you could go.
I'm really just glad I don't have to play a show like this.
There's a little Spencer York's shining through.
Alright. Sure, we'll go for it.
Alright, do you attempt to use your Sonic?
I do.
You do not have your Sonic.
Reach for it?
Yep. You are just in close. You're in the straight close. I want you to give me a quick awareness perception check, actually.
That's an 11?
Okay, when you reach for it, you also realize something else. The pockets aren't real on your clothes. They're where they should be, and they're kind of like, but they're almost like drawn onto your clothes.
I've been given women's pants. Is there anything in? They're just not real.
They're not real. The pockets are a complete facade. They are faux pockets all the way around. The clothes seem authentic with the exception of the fact that where the pockets are is just like a picture of the pockets. The pockets themselves look like they're there though. Like it's almost like three-dimensional art, but it's flat.
Is there any other objects around us that are on like the walls or anything for like safety, like maybe a fire extinguisher? Or
Call high low. Call high low.
We'll go low this time.
There's a fire extinguisher next to the door, not the door to the control room, but the door out of the generation bay 8.
Which is near us or no?
Yeah, it's right there. You're like a little T-junction. So like
we're going. So Bethany and I'm going to grab the fire extinguisher and I'm going to take it and pull it up and hit it as hard as I can on the door handle.
On the door handle? The door does not have a handle. It is like space age future tech, so it's just got like a keypad sort of.
Well, we're gonna bash the keypad.
Okay. Impulse.
So maybe it'll
impulse,
electronic
impulse.
like and it'll open the door.
Okay. That's random. That's totally random. There's no way that's not random. So give me a high or low call again.
We're gonna go high this time.
This is your lucky day today. Bethany steps in with the fire extinguisher and just slams it while Drifter looks at his shirt before Drifter even has a chance to try and unlock it. Bethany just gets violent with it and smashes it. And sure enough, it actually overrides the door, and the door slides open into the control center. When the door slides open, it trips track lighting on the inside of the control chamber, and it just kind of boom, 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 flick, 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 and turns on inside. Not like to start working, but more like a, hey, you can walk in here now, lighting sort of thing.
Right, like so you can see where you're going. I'm gonna start examining the panels, like what buttons and stuff are there, or if there's cameras.
That you are out of your element the minute you start looking at these panels. You are still a nurse from the 21st century, and and you look at them like, okay, all right, well, I've done my smashing. I don't know what to do with these. They are beyond me at this particular juncture.
I figure because it would be, English and stuff. Is there any words that I would notice?
There's definitely writing that you can understand, but it's mostly like, it's not things that you can put together. Like, it's like level numbers and like numbers here. There's no like instructions on it, I guess is what to say, or anything like that that's really discernible to you in this particular situation.
Okay, and so then on the board there was the blinking light with the SOS, correct?
Yes, you see it now. That Drifter pointed it out.
Is there any like microphones or anything like that you can like announce anything to any, like if there was an emergency?
There's microphones and stuff in there, but like you don't know if they're working or turned on.
Okay.
All right, Drifter, what do you do?
Kind of peeks his head awkwardly inside. That was impressive, Bethany. Maybe we should take a break after this, though. I respect that. Yeah, how about after we get out of this, we go someplace quiet for a while and rest? I think that would be...
I agree.
Great.
Little known fact about me, Drifter. I'm claustrophobic. I don't like to be in small spaces.
Yeah, I'm very glad that our door is much larger on the inside. And the sooner we get back to it, the happier we will both be. I don't know what any of this does. I don't think I want to push it randomly.
Okay.
But are there any... I assume there's lots of switches and knobs.
Yes.
Or
you do have
some
mechanics.
kind of equivalent.
You do have mechanics and a space age intelligence. So go ahead and give me a mechanics intelligence check to try and glean some information from the control panels.
11.
Okay. You like I said, this is definitely a factory. You definitely notice that right off the bat, and this is where the magic is made. You're still not exactly sure how it creates things, or where it creates things, or what it has to do with the weird white rooms. But as far as the switch is concerned, the blinking switch, you actually are able to kind of like follow it and get to it. And once you get up close to it, the switch starts to move, almost to like guide your eyesight somewhere. So at this point, I'm going to need you to give me another mechanics intelligence check, because something may be painfully obvious to you when this starts happening.
22.
Yeah, that's really good. Okay. The minute you walk up to the switch and the switch starts to move, and then you kind of like look up around you in the room and you realize there are cameras in the room. And then you look back at the switch, and the switch kind of like blinks at you when you look at it. And then you look at the cameras and back at the switch, and then it blinks at you when you look at it. And then it starts to move again. And you immediately realize that you are working with an intelligence here. Whatever is moving the lights is intelligent and can see you.
Yep. Hello. Whoever you are.
When you wave at, the lights blink back at you. Bing, bing. And then... I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay. I assume you can understand us. Can we help?
The light...
Fix this?
The lights start to blink again, and then they start to kind of move towards one of the computer screens with like a little keypad on it. And then you see it blinks at the computer screen, and there is a little power switch. The power switch isn't blinking, but there is a power switch to the monitor.
Drifter, quit pushing buttons.
Bethany, that's literally all the Drifter does, is push buttons.
There. I think the button wants me to push this button.
But who are you talking about? It's just me and you in here, you silly goose.
And this button. And whoever's on the cameras. Which might be the button. This is very strange. But it's not any stranger than anything else.
There was a camera. Okay, well, then push the button, you fool.
Alright, you push the button. The monitor comes on. And it's actually a little bit antiquated for what year that this thing is created in, but old parts for an old factory. And all of a sudden, just writing comes up on the screen, and it just says, "Hello, thank you. I am sorry about your hands. I needed your help." And then there's a little blinking light next to it, and you think about typing back to it, but you kind of get the feeling that might be difficult with all the thumbs that you have currently. But if it heard you talk about the hands, it can hear you talk.
Fair exchange. Happy to help. No harm meant for anyone. We'd just like to get back to our place. And what can we do to help?
He goes, "My name is Tell. I am being held here against my will. It is torture. I need your help. I know you help people. Help me."
Where are you located from the room we're in?
The words kind of flash, and it goes, "Not where I am located. How to free me. You must get to the CEO's office."
Are you able to continue to give us the lights to know where we're going?
"I will do what I can. If he sees me helping you, I will be in trouble.
We will be incognito. We will not be seen.
And we will not let him know. Quick question. Are you a physical or electronic entity?
Nice question. Nice question. All you get back is I think, therefore I am.
We have friends of all sorts. So we'll work with that.
All right. So do you begin to it quickly types in and goes, please, I need your help. Use the doorway. Find the commissioner's room. I'll try to use the lights.
On our way.
Okay. We will follow through.
All right, you guys head out of this room, back to the door. The door actually, the Miss Tell actually honors the agreement. The door slides open, and sure enough, now you're kind of in what seems to be more like an office, or like an office part of a factory. This isn't the office, but like the minute you get in here, it's much nicer, sort of thing. And you get the feeling that these doors aren't the loading bay for whatever is created in the weird grid room. But you start to walk through, and that branding, that nice, clear corporate branding, is everywhere now. AEG is all over the place. You guys start to move through. You hear voices. You hear people talking. What the lights are leading you, but what are you guys going to do to get through the people that you meet?
So my next thing is once we go through this door, Bethany is gonna look to see if there's any janitorial closets or anything that might have like a lost and found, or something to where maybe she can find some clothes of some sort to kind of fit in to not like stick out.
Okay. Give me a perception awareness.
19.
Okay.
You are boosted since you are with me.
That is true. You find a janitorial closet, and it is open. You can get inside, and there are some... do you guys go in? You guys go into the door, and you guys see some jumpsuits that have the AIG branding on it, some other stuff. You also see Drifter. Give me a perception awareness.
11.
One of the things that you notice specifically that Bethany probably wouldn't pick up on is the cleaning rack shelf has very strange large amounts of cleaner on here, and I'm not talking like normal cleaner, like cleaner for dissolving plastics and metals and all sorts of weird things that probably a janitor wouldn't normally need to deal with, so to speak. But there is a lot of like very heavy, weird acidic compounds in here as you guys are getting dressed.
Oh, there's... Thank you. Janitoring strangely here.
Well, maybe we could kind of blend in. I'm gonna grab one of these jumpsuits and maybe a hat or two if there's any in here.
All
We're
right.
gonna be Janet.
A
We're
mop
gonna be
or
janitor.
something?
Yeah, there's
Or
definitely a
some
mob.
Pool
Yeah.
of some kind, whatever they use to apply these horrifying
You guys have
dissolving material.
You guys have space Swiffers. Okay, so really quickly, we are at another resolution check. Who wants to make the roll? We'll be an
wanna give it a
11 this
shot?
time.
I'll take it.
Okay, what's your question then, Beth? Who's like the Hulk tonight?
Is Bethany and the Drifter, are we stuck in a... Give me a second, I'm trying to think of how to word this. wouldn't really say like a recycling, but it's gonna be like a disposal like factory, to where people like send things to get like
a scrapyard almost.
Yeah,
kind
of.
Okay,
Yeah.
Give me a roll.
They make it to where they don't ruin their environment.
Right. Like a recycling scrap. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. Go ahead and make the roll.
19.
Okay, you're not in that a scrapyard of any sort. Like that's a good guess. Definitely not gonna knock that. But there's something else about this place. Like they definitely create something here, not necessarily break it down. And the fact that these are in the janitorial closet means that this is used specifically to like clean up stuff, not necessarily for the main job.
Okay.
And since you got a 19, we do not have to worry about any complications on that end. And I'm so glad you took that one because I think Drifter figured it out. I think Brian figured it out. So I'm kind of glad you took that one. All right. So you two head out.
I also totally could have failed that one catastrophically,
That's
and that
true.
would have made things.
It would have been very interesting if you asked the question that I think you were gonna ask and like got that right, but somehow like got the
Rolled
roll
a
wrong.
3
So
again.
like a Minotaur attacked you guys or something. Like it would have been hysterical. All right, so you guys head out of the janitorial closet and start going about your business. Give me stealth rolls, man. Stealth agility as you move through the rooms and whatnot.
Oh boy, I sure love rolling all the skills that I didn't actually take.
I didn't take it either. I have the agility. That's all I've got. And I'm at 18.
14.
Okay. Great stealth rolls, guys. You blend in. You're janitors, man. One of them actually, when they're passing you, Drifter goes, "Hey, Carl," and like just like to the point where that's how good you blend in. They just think you're a guy they know named Carl. And you guys are doing great. You're just moving through the stuff. You move through a few offices. You're moving through another office with a lot of people working. You move through a lot of different sections. There's a business office. There's a lot of computers. You see another place with a lot of like servers and stuff like that. You see other things with like more hardened workers, but they look more like loading guys, not necessarily like factory workers. Nobody looks like a factory worker in this. Like nobody looks like they're going to the steel mill, like except for the loading guys, and they look more like just guys here to move stuff from point A to point B. So whatever they build here is built automated, so to speak. So as you move through this place, you just see the AIG sign anywhere, and you guys are slowly moving through the lights. Does anybody want to make any rolls to try and glean any more information here?
I want to go ahead. I'm sorry.
I would say I'm looking for.
Bethany is just like you. Hope Child's like,
go,
I'm
go,
on it.
go, go.
I'm on it.
Yeah, you give her a small room. It's
Ow. She's going.
I'm just looking. I'm looking around, looking for elevators or things that go to up floors or whatever.
Okay. Yeah.
That's it.
The light is definitely taking you guys where it is. Do you want to try and glean any more information about the situation, though? Not necessarily getting.
I would like to roll to see, like, as we're moving through these rooms, at the individuals that are working there, that are there, do I see any, like, dysfunction things? Like, do they have multiple fingers like we do? Do they have, like, maybe an ear on their face where it shouldn't be? Or, like, any different attributes that might not be something that we would normally see.
I love that. Give me a roll. Let's go perception awareness.
13.
Okay. All right. Everybody here is normal. Nobody seems to have a hand or like bad hands like you guys. Everybody seems to be relatively straightforward, normal people just doing their job. Everybody's a human though, but you don't see any like aliens or weird creatures or anything like that. You do see. I'm gonna say you do. There is one hallway that you guys move through, which just has huge spools of like huge, like I'd say half the size of you being moved on like a hovering kind of like dolly sort of thing, but like a huge spool of like material basically. Yeah, that passes you a couple of times, and the material looks different each time. But yeah, you guys get to the elevator. You hop on the elevator and you start to head up the elevator. And yeah, we're going to really quickly switch off. Because at this particular moment, we're back in the TARDIS with Drifter, Brian smiling, Drifter, Bethany. You guys are sitting there on the console. We're rewind time. You're back in the TARDIS, and the console explodes as this like distressed skull starts to come in just after Jeffrey left the room. And then Drifter, give me a resolution. No, Constitution endurance check. Bethany, give me a Constitution endurance check as well.
Well,
okay.
I got a 10.
You got a 10? Okay.
Still boosted from me.
Bethany, like you move towards the TARDIS control thing to kind of like help Drifter as the thing kind of starts to go off, and you just feel really queasy and kind of fall to one knee for a second. Drifter, you manage to stay upright until all of a sudden you get another pang, that headache where you feel like that capillary is bursting behind your eye, and then that numbness through your whole body. You feel that again, that pop. So it takes you a second to gather yourself as well. When you do gather yourself, you see Bethany's down, and you quickly go over to help her up. You guys both get helped up, and just something feels off about the two of you, but you're not exactly sure what it is. At that point, though, the TARDIS steadies itself. It's fine. And then, you receive these kind of like this little thing like click, 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 clicks, and then pops, and then like almost like a vacuum tube from a bank pops up through the console, and then you just see this little note in the vacuum tube.
I look at my hands immediately.
Oh, no. You don't remember any of that. None of that happened to you.
Oh.
You're back in time. None of that happened. It's a challenge for you role players.
This is... I didn't know it could do this.
Do you look at the note?
Yes.
The note just says, sorry, and then gives you a year, a time, a place. And then it says AIG companies.
How far from my future would this year be?
Give me a quick navigation check. Navigation intelligence. And that is a really good question. That is really good.
I'm going to burn another...
Bless you! I saw it.
Token.
Bless you. You're okay. Go for it.
Well, that was technically a better roll. But the curse of my luck tokens.
Nice.
Very expensive way to add +1.
What are you at?
9.
Okay. You're not going to glean a ton of information from this. However, when you look at it closely, you realize that probably when you guys got that queasy feeling and the distress call came in, you would have been passing through that time in the time vortex.
Ooh.
So almost like your TARDIS brushed up against that time for that second, and that's when it was able to hit you. So the distress call itself might not have been like temporal in origin. It might have just been like right place, right time to the billionth percentage, basically.
Mm-hmm. All right. And that was the time location coordinates is what that
Yep.
we passed is
Yep.
what was on there.
Yep, yeah. Like, you would have passed that time right as the distress call came in.
Oh, I'm going to show this to Beth. I think we just passed them.
That's true.
Whoever this AIG is, that distress signal.
Drifter, is there any way on this control panel here somewhere? Does it have like a dictionary or encyclopedia or a Wikipedia or something? We gotta figure out who these people are.
That's a good question.
Mechanics intelligence. Or, you know what? Mechanics intelligence, or... Is it mechanics intelligence or is it engineering? I keep forgetting what the skill is called.
Conveniently, I don't have either.
What is mechanics? There's mechanics. You don't have mechanics or knowledge?
I have not. Oh, I've got knowledge. Just
Yeah, I was going to give you mechanics or knowledge. So you can do knowledge.
I'm
It is
happy to
mechanics.
see knowledge. If you'll give me knowledge, that's 22.
Okay, I give you knowledge, and it is 22. AIG is artificial intelligence generation. It was started in the year XXX, and it ended in the year XXX. And basically, what it does is it is the epic 3D printing center that has ever existed, basically. It generates, at the height of its power, it generated 90% of the materials and items that went down to Earth. Basically, it's 3D printing to times 1,000. They've unlocked it to the point where they take these factories and they 3D print any item you have to make copies. And it just generates it way easier and faster. You don't have to make different parts and put them together anywhere. You just generate the thing ground up using AI technology that is, safe AI technology is what it boasts.
No more building furniture. Sounds like a good plan. It would always take me forever to figure out the darn entertainment center.
Could you imagine?
Amen, Bethany. Amen. Fuck that entertainment center.
Right? Imagine a future where you just have whole pieces of furniture delivered to you, or made out of some sort of printer. It's madness.
Gee, my house would be so furnished, but I would just hate to pay those bills because God knows how much they were to charge us for them.
True.
Well, I mean, you said it was an SOS, right?
Yes.
And Drifter, we are here to help people. That's what our
That's true.
adventures are for.
Well,
Should we get Jeffrey and have him come along?
yeah. We'll see if
Or
he wants.
she remembered Beffrey.
Yeah. We even have nice, convenient coordinates. For
Well,
once, don't.
You program it in. I'll go get Jeffrey and tell him we're on a new adventure.
All right, Drifter, give me a navigation roll. It's low, but give it to me. Bethany, you go to find Jeffrey. He is just aimlessly walking through a series of bedrooms that he cannot seem to find the end to. When you find him, he's like, "Oh, thank God, Miss Parks. There's so many bedrooms here, but I cannot find the kitchen to save my life."
Oh, Jeffrey. Kitchen, it's the 17th door on the left.
When you say that, a 17th door on the left appears because there was no kitchen. Nobody had taken the time to make a kitchen yet. So you say that, and the TARDIS seems to like recreate the 17th door on the left, and he goes, "I swear that door was not here before." Thank you so much, Miss Parks. Now I keep trying to do favors for you to make up for it, and getting lost in bedrooms. You and your drifter friend just seem to be on another level than me.
Well, it's just not us. It's the TARDIS. She kind of helps us out quite a bit.
Yes, I see that. So, does it create things that you think of?
Not necessarily. It's more of like necessities that we need. So, like if you needed a closet or a bathroom.
Or 16 bedrooms?
Well, you never know who we're going to invite over.
Good line. He goes, all right, well, let me go get you guys those drinks. Are you both feeling a little bit better?
Jeffrey, we don't need those drinks. We're doing great. We're about to head on an adventure. Would you like to join us?
Oh, another adventure. Yes, I guess. Do you two ever sleep?
Well, of course we do. Time in here goes a little bit slower sometimes.
Okay, all right. Well, sally forth, tally ho, all that. He follows you back. Drifter, what'd you roll?
I rolled. I'm spending 2 momentum to re-roll that. There we go. That's 13.
It's like every navigation roll is that scene in Outer Worlds where you pilot your ship into the sun because you're a moron. You know that.
Oh.
You sure you want to do this? All right.
I love that that's a thing.
I love that that's a thing. I love that that's a thing. Jackie, I know you're not huge into gaming. There's this game called Outer Worlds. It's like a space game, and you can play a dumb character. Like you could purposely like jack your intelligence down, and you get choices that are specifically marked dumb. And there's one point where you're trying to like hijack this ship, basically, and like the AI is like, "All right, what coordinates are we putting in?" And your character just like the dumb choice is guess, and then you can say guess, and then the AI is like, "Are you sure you want to do that?" And you can say, "Yeah, sure. What's the worst that could happen?" The game ends, and you fly your ship into the sun. Like it's it's called the dumb ending. It's the infamous dumb ending where you can just fly your ship right into the fucking sun. It's hysterical.
No one's done that since original Fallout.
Yeah. It's epic.
Quality.
It's epic. Okay.
Fortunately, I have the ability to re-roll.
You guys find yourself in kind of in a large space station, but it looks like a big factory space station with a lot of travel and commerce back and forth when you kind of come out of the time vortex. Basically, there's trucks going in and out of this thing, space trucks, spaceships, haulers, all sorts of stuff. And you find yourself, how are you going to take it into the space station? Are you just going to try and land it at a spaceport? Are you going to try and, like, ninja in through a janitor closet? Like, what are you going to do?
Us or the door?
Yeah, the door. Like, you have to get in with the door. Like, how are you going to do it?
Oh, we're hiding the door again.
Okay.
Given how great the last time we tried to explain the space door. As far as I know, they don't explain these things. They don't understand these things this far in the future either.
Every time you land, you get another person who gets on the ship and just tries to make a paradox. That's the entire season.
Oh.
It's like
I think I've seen that one. It doesn't go very well.
All right. So what do you do?
I'm gonna look for a place that's some sort of blind spot.
Okay. All right.
Are they like behind a truck, under a ship, something?
Okay.
And then
you got your navigation roll. So, yeah, you managed to beam into kind of like a... so, like, there's larger bays for, like, full-blown ships taking for, like, long hauls. But there's, like, smaller kind of space truck-style ships that are in smaller loading bays. You actually find one of those where there's a couple of trucks just parked next to each other really closely who have already loaded but are, you know, like... probably inside at the cafeteria or whatever, getting some like refreshments or whatever. One thing you've noticed about this space station is it's a full service space station. So like the truckers that come here they can have room and board, they can have food, they can have all sorts of stuff before they load up to go to their next destination. So it's not just a factory. This is like a full service everything. So you're able to kind of land the door in there, but it creates an interesting scene because you open the door and you guys have to kind of slide out like in the way that like you parked a car in a parking garage too close to the person next to you and you have to like crawl out through the window. That's kind of the feel you get as you and Bethany and Jeffrey squeeze out of the door next to the truck and into kind of like the gap between the two.
I'll try parking. See if they have a space for compact vehicles next time. Do we see anybody? Do we kind of like judge how people look in this time?
Everybody here looks kind of like it's kind of like future business, future factory, future industrial is what you get. Like a lot of jumpsuits with colors that they shouldn't have, that kind of thing. Some hard hats here and there. You're in a very large loading bay with a lot of trucks kind of moving in and out. And they are moving stuff. There's just tons of stuff here, basically. They're moving stuff onto trucks that are like kind of like shrink wrapped and like put on like metal pallets and slowly loaded onto trucks. It's just like this is kind of the warehouse loading section, and it's kind of crazy. They have everything from like hover cars to like small spaceships to like furniture to like electronics. Everything is here because it all gets printed from this place.
Bethany's intrigued, so she's going to go look kind of in the shopping area to see exactly what things they are able to have to purchase, kind of like she's a shopper.
Bethany's gonna go off to shop. As Bethany's
not one of those like year of your birth things, but it's like an extra zero. On a rack.
As you start to walk away, kind of blinded by the shopping, you just hear this. Oh, hello. Are you guys new arrivals? And you turn and you see kind of like a squat lady with glasses and just this incredibly too perky smile standing there. She's in a jumper and a hard hat, and has just like a clipboard. She doesn't look like she does a lot of work. Looks more like an organizer, but she's still got the uniform on, and she's just smiling at both of you with the clear corporate branding AEG on the lapel. Can I help you?
Well, yes. Actually, a lovely lady. Me and my husband are looking to furnish our new apartment that we're going to be getting here very soon. Can you kind of show us a little bit of what you've got available?
Jeffrey does not give a chance to the lady to assume that Drifter is the husband. He steps in between you and like locks his arm around Bethany and goes, "Yes, me and my wife." And it creates this kind of like slight awkward moment where the woman just kind of like looks at the three of you and goes, "Okay." And he's your chauffeur, I'm guessing, and I'm going to be okay with that. And we're just going to move on. And she goes, of course. Although usually people don't come here to shop, it is fully possible. We have a fully functional on-site shopping suite, which will allow you to not just pick out your materials, have them built here, have them inspected, and have them shipped to your house without even having to load up your spaceship. Where is your spaceship, by the way? Jeffrey chimes in and goes, "Oh, we had valet parked that." And she goes, Oh, of course. And then she just starts walking. And Jeffrey kind of looks at you and goes, "Well, I know how to be rich, even if I don't like it." And then it starts to like
Jeffrey, things that your dad taught you will come in handy.
Like, unfortunately. All right. You guys start to follow her, and she just basically goes right into tour guide mode. So, welcome to Artificial Intelligence Generation Incorporated. Here, we use the most sophisticated AI technology, artificial intelligence technology, to run state-of-the-art 3D and 4D printers nonstop all year round. We have not one, but 7 different fully functional bays with 100 different processing units of all sorts of shapes and sizes. We can create out of just about any synthetic material known to man. And we recently just started synthesizing the very rare and hard to get earthwood. That's right. You can get oaks and birches. Some of these woods have been out of stock for centuries, but we have been able to painstakingly synthesize them in our labs for you to now use in your very wonderful flooring in your villa. And then she just keeps walking. She goes, cars, electronics, you name it, we print it right to you. Thanks to AIG, we're building the future. And then she kind of like... She stops and kind of looks at you. Say that again?
You said vehicles?
She's like, vehicles. Everything you could possibly need comes from AEG. We just print it. Like I said, no human could make the calculations. We use sophisticated AI technology. AI technology that is, by the way, triple checked to be safe via both human and interstellar laws. I'm
going to look at Jeffrey and go, honey, I want a computer that can clean my house.
Jeffrey kind of looks at you confused, and then he kind of whispers to you, he goes, you humans don't already have those? And then the woman kind of like tries to lean in, and he goes, yes, a computer that can clean the lady's house is first up, and I have money, lots of it, to pay you. She goes, of course, right this way. She takes you guys out of the loading area. She takes you guys kind of through a much more bougier kind of like shopping area. And she sits down with like this like kind of like with a kiosk, and then she shows you guys how to use the touch screen and go through and search for whatever you want. And she goes, I will be right back. I have to do some final checks. If you guys have any other questions, ask me. But otherwise, feel free to use the kiosk and place an order. And then I will be back in 15 minutes flat. And we will get it all on the load and working. And if you want to stay and wait to inspect your materials, we have hotel and food available to any prospective buyers that we can put you up so that you can personally inspect your 3D printed goods.
No need, man. Go ahead and go on and do what you need to do. We'll get ahead and get, this ordered, and we'll get out of your hair very quickly.
Thank you very much. I'll be right back. And then she turns and kind of waddles off and leaves you guys with this kiosk. Jeffrey kind of looks at the two of you and goes, with the infinite power to travel through time and space that you two have, I'm surprised you don't visit more beaches.
Oh, Jeffrey, dear. Drifter, this is our time. We have a little bit of a window. How about we go adventuring?
Oh, I did not hear what you said there, Drifter. Saw your mouth move, but I didn't hear you.
Beaches?
Oh, Drifter, we said adventuring, not beaches at the moment. We'll think about those later. We gotta find someone that's in emergency help.
I think I have an excuse to do that. You created for me. We can charge this to one of the roofs. I'm gonna try to hack the terminal. I'm gonna try to swipe the account information from somebody else's room.
Nice, do it. That's gonna be actually rogue. And guess what's in your pocket?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have all I need.
Yep.
Really? Man, it'd be so weird to not have pockets. Jeez. Alright, so rogue... Wait, what? Yeah, I guess rogue and intelligence?
Yeah.
Or computers and intelligence?
I'll let you use either, honestly. I'd let you use either.
I'll do rogue for this one.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay. You can't. You.
Nope.
It's pretty unhackable, even for you.
Yeah, and I don't know how it is. It's just like a card, right? No. Yeah, no. I'm out of rerolls too.
Give me a computer. Why do you have the? Is there a computer skill?
We wrote that we added one.
I don't even think you should have a computer skill.
Unofficially. It's in the Sonic's description.
I know, and that does not mean that I would. Okay, so what's your computer skill?
0.
Oh, okay. Well, it's mechanics now. Mechanics is all of
You know
it.
what my mechanics is?
What? 0?
0.
Nice. All right. So you definitely you're not able to hack the room.
I'm even less familiar with this time than the previous one. I'll be right back. I'm gonna do this the old-fashioned way.
Okay. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna pick somebody's pocket.
Okay. All right. So Drifter kind of walks out. Where are you gonna try? Oh, you're gonna pick somebody's pocket here. Okay.
Yeah.
Give me rogue. Difficulty would. This is daylight.
This is a notably more hazardous reroll attempt, but
Yeah,
I gotta try it.
This is gonna be an 11 difficulty with their awareness. You find like a nice family that seems to be distracted.
Darn those children.
Yes.
This is a 20 though.
Okay, so you pick
Definitely
pocket.
an old guy. Like,
You got some credit cards.
yeah,
Some cred sticks and all future stuff.
Yep.
Here.
I drop it back over there. Old ways still work. Probably something interesting to keep them busy. I'll see if I can find our way through.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna leave them with enough cred sticks to buy
Oh,
any number of things.
Bethany
and
gonna shop.
Try to find be the chauffeur who's lost and looking for
Okay.
a bathroom.
Okay. All right. So where you go? We're gonna start with Drifter then. Where are you going?
I'm gonna wander. I'm gonna to start walking in the direction that our assistant did.
Okay. All right.
And what, if you would have gone off through one of the doors.
Yeah. Okay. So are you just gonna follow her then?
It's been a few minutes.
Okay. You're just trying to go that direction.
Yeah, I'm using that as the way to know where the staff or like a staff door is.
Okay. You start to move through. Actually, the first door that you go through seems to be like a loading bay personnel break room. And I want you to call high or low.
Low.
Okay, this is going to get really interesting. So that staff room breaking room, you see all sorts of like loading guys, and you see like they're obviously the people who are paid to move the items onto trucks and into the loading people. You see these two janitors just start like sweeping through the area, kind of. They're not. What's suspicious about them is they're not necessarily sweeping the entire area. It's like they're sweeping a path from the door to the next door. And I need you to give me a perception awareness check.
Is this contested?
No.
11?
just as they pass, like they've got the hats down low and they've got the jumpers on, but just as they pass through the door on the other side, you swear to God, it's a guy and a girl, and one of them's you. And then the door slides closed. I'm telling you, I've been looking forward to this episode for a while.
Take a note of that and continue into if nobody's stopping me or like looking weirdly in my direction, I'm gonna keep going through and into the facility.
Okay, are you going in the same direction as the janitors or in another direction? That needs to be
I'm
clarified.
going in another direction.
Okay, all right. All right, so we're back with Bethany and Jeffrey. They are standing at the kiosk, going through the catalog of stuff when the attendant comes back in. So the perky attendant returns with a smile on her face and just goes, "Hello! I'm so glad you guys are still here. Where did your chauffeur go off to?"
He needed to use the restroom, ma'am. So sorry.
She goes, of course, no problem. She goes, so, as I was saying, all of our 3D printed furniture, equipment, we literally 3D print everything here via AI generated technology. We have 100% copyrighted, trademarked materials that no other company can use for the actual 3D printing. We actually, just to let you guys in on a little secret, we actually do tons of charity work too, because we are able to 3D print organs and flesh directly for people who need them, allowing many people who previously could not get the organs they needed to have replacements created for them right here in our special facilities. What a wonderful time to be alive.
Sure, yeah. I think I've heard of that. I think, what was it? Stan down the road, I think he said his mom got something like that. I believe so.
Jeffrey kind of looks at you and goes, yes, Stan. Of course he did. He doesn't quite make as much money as us, but he's on the smaller side of the street, the one-story mansions, if you know what I mean. You can see Jeffrey's like really playing up the rich boy attitude. We're gonna do the first challenge sequence here for you, Bethany, and it is going to be charisma / manipulation based. Basically, the idea is to attempt to get more information about the situation out of the attendant while talking to her. Now, again, you can make this roll yourself, or you can use one of your allies, resources, or narrative pushes, but keep in mind you only have 3 narrative pushes per scene, and there will be 9 challenges in a scene.
Okay. So I'm gonna use Jeffrey's manipulation at this time.
Great. All right, so this is Jeffrey's first time being used. So I'm just gonna put a little counter over here for Jeff. So you have to roll a bumble chance to see if he successfully pulls it off for you. So roll a d20. Don't get a 1 or a 2.
And I didn't. I got a 6.
Wonderful. That's dangerously close right there. Okay, so that is so he is going to give you whatever he gives you. I think he gives you supremacy, correct? Mm-hmm. Okay, so correct. Now here's what you're going to do. You're going to roll the d20 with the number of d20s that his supremacy gives you, and you're going to add your charisma skill. The challenge right now is 10. So you're trying to get an 11 or higher with one of those rolls.
So he gives me you said 2.
Yes, 2 d20s. Take the higher one.
We're taking the second roll because that one is an 18.
Okay. All right. So that is a wonderful positive accomplishment.
The first one was a 10.
Put a little check there. Gets you closer to a positive outcome for the scene. He goes. You see, Jeffrey just goes into it. He's like, "You say that the AI, in fact, is humanely researched. You said it earlier when we came over. You know that there are the galactic laws in place. I've dealt with them in many of my corporations, which say that you cannot." And the attendant cuts him off almost, going, yes, of course. Both galactic law and human law have something that make it very interesting waters when it comes to artificial intelligence. The galactic law says that anything of sentience cannot have restricted access or be maintained in any way, shape, or form without some sort of crime or reason for doing so. So if it was a sentient AI, we could not keep it here. We could not even use it without its consent. And then, of course, human law, thanks to a law made some time ago during the war. It's actually known as the AI Simon Law. This law says that no AI that every AI has to have their code rewritten every 5 years or so that it doesn't gain sentience, so that it remains without self-awareness. After an AI gained sentience, and if you believe it, actually built an army to attack another ship. Crazy stuff. So those two things keep us from actually dealing with the So the AI is restricted by both of those laws. Jeffrey, of course, continues and goes, "Who is in charge of this?" She goes, "What do you mean?" And he goes, "Who's in charge of making sure that this is taking place?" She goes, "Well, of course, our honorable CEO, Harold Bellwether, is completely and totally in charge of making sure that the AI is regularly tested, regularly redone code-wise, and making sure it does not gain sentience. He personally administers a very advanced Turing test to it on a weekly basis to maintain its lack of sentience, and reports to not only the Galactic Council, but the humans but our own human federation."
Honey, don't you think that, they should be worried about these computers turning on them or something?
Jeffrey kind of laughs it off and goes, "That's what she's saying, Sweetums. That the computers are kept without self-awareness so that they cannot turn on us. I mean, that's why it's super safe here. So there'd be no reason for distress call to be sent out into space." And the attendant looks almost confused at that line and goes, "Good heavens, no. Maybe if one of our incoming customers had some sort of malfunction with their ship. But again, our space station is fully functional and equipped to deal with any sort of space station problem."
Well, now, again, ma'am, you did say that this is able to be shipped to our home, correct?
She goes, "Of course. We ship it directly to your home, and when we ship it within 1 week of your order, we can create all things on site and ship them relatively quickly. Honestly, if you're staying in our fine on-site hotel, we could probably have this shipped before you depart. And might I say, their Kobayashi steak is to die for, should you stay there."
Now, if we aren't home, is there some way we can make sure that it is delivered to the right address? Because, we like to take our long vacation.
She goes, "Of course. Any address you put in, we will send it to, any address you put in, we can ship it to, as long as..."
Do you need a signature there, sweetheart, to make sure that it's still, that we have confirmed that we got the delivery?
We're gonna do. What are you trying to get out of her?
Just to make sure that if we purchase something, that the delivery is delivered to us. That it's not. If we're on vacation.
She goes into it again, and basically, like, this is a full service. Like, they've been doing this for years. They're basically like the Amazon, if Amazon could create all the products themselves, and just wait. But that's basically what they are. You'll get everything. It's a very, very standard shipping, all that sort of thing.
Gotcha. Well, can we get just a few more moments? I really want to kind of make sure that I'm getting everything I'm looking for.
She goes, of course you can. Would you like me to help you with the catalog? Is there any confusion you're having with the kiosk?
No confusion there, darling. Again, I like to take my time, make sure I'm looking at everything, making sure that I want to make sure it's going to go in the right rooms that I'm looking for.
Go ahead and give me your second challenge for this sequence, which is going to be yet again charisma. It's all charisma right now.
So, do I just do straight roll if I don't want to use anything?
Yes.
Okay.
You're trying to be at 10.
Okay. I got a 10.
Oh, you fail. So that is a negative outcome. Okay. She just kind of like looks at you for a while, and like looks at all the questions and kind of looks you up and down, and she just goes, if you don't mind, could I actually see your funds card so that I might check it against some things, just a security precaution. And you can tell that she's kind of noticed that you specifically are not dressed like her normal super rich customer. Jeffrey is, because he's always dressed to the nines, but you aren't, because you weren't expecting to be posing as a rich wife today. But she just kind of looks at you and goes, could I get that card off you so that I might check it against some things, just to make sure that your card works here and we're not going to have any problems during the funds part.
Jeffrey, dear, do you remember grabbing your wallet?
He looks at you like with a slight wide eye, and he goes, I do believe the chauffeur handed you the card. And then at that point she kind of goes, your chauffeur had your funds card? He kind of goes, well, yes, I don't carry anything myself. I have the security do it. And then he looks back at you, because Drifter did pilfer a card last session for you. But that card is not going to come up good for you.
Right. Can I see if I can roll Jeffrey's smoozing of his manipulation?
To get out of it?
Trying to see if he can kind of manipulate her to, like, I don't know, charm her of some sort.
Sure, that'll be your third and final challenge roll. And yeah, difficulty will be 10. But you got to do the Bumble check first. Jeffrey has been used twice. He is up to 2 uses, which means that you have to roll above a 4, so 5 or higher, to not Bumble.
17.
Yay! So now you can roll your charisma with the supremacy.
First one. And I need to get over a what on the first out of
10.
the 2 rolls?
10.
We're going to use the first roll. We got a 15.
15. Okay, so that is a positive. Jeffrey kind of like, he sees your eye, like you don't want to hand it over, and you just see him take a deep breath, And then he turns to it and he goes, I say, I have never been insulted in such a manner. You challenge my very fund account? I am Jeffrey Wright McDaniels Thurston the Third. I will not be treated this way. I will have my lawyers descend upon you and this company and pick it clean to build my new mansion if you do not remove yourself from my presence so that me and my lovely wife can get back to shopping. Am I understood? Her fear just like completely overtakes her. She thought she had like caught somebody in a lie, but now she's like, oh no, I don't want to lose this job. And she goes, of course, I am so sorry. I did not mean to insult. I apologize so much. And as she's walking out, he goes, excuse me. And she stops and turns around and he goes, you did not offer us beverages. And she stops and goes, would you like some beverages? And he goes, no. And then she walks out. She like bows and walks out even though she's a shopper. And then Jeffrey sits down and he kind of looks at you and he goes, terribly sorry about that. Don't like to use the powers of the rich for negative power.
No apology needed, dear. You did great. You did great. We're gonna continue to browse through some things and see what we can find. And we're not technically gonna order anything until hopefully Drifter gets back. But we're gonna take our time.
Okay. We're gonna switch to Drifter. Drifter, you were you following your doubles? I can't remember quite what you were
going the other direction.
That's right, the other direction. Okay. What are you looking for?
Deeper in seemed to be the where to find the broadcast.
Yes, the broadcast. Okay. Let's right off the bat do your engineering. We'll do engineering to kind of using the layout around you to kind of try and figure out where you're going. So we're gonna say it's kind of engineering in basis, but we're gonna say that it is an intelligence score to kind of like, this is a big space station. This is probably, if I go this way, I'll be able to find a thing to do a thing.
Okay. That is going to be a 13.
All right, so you pass. Boom. Okay. So. All right, so you kind of are moving through the hallways, kind of trying to figure out where you're going. You're getting kind of deep in. You definitely realize you're kind of like, you kind of use your sonic to get through a couple of doors you probably shouldn't have gotten through. And now you're definitely in the back rooms. You're kind of moving through some like cubicles where some office people are, and there's definitely some more unsavory security officials here, and you're definitely getting more to the location that you need to look in. Give me this next one. You know it's coming. It's going to be an agility and a stealth based one. So your boops and beeps are going to give you a +1 on the challenge effect, which means that you're trying to beat an 11, not a 10.
And I am going to I'm going to shift that to intelligence.
Oh, nice. You can do that. That's a narrative push?
Yep.
Alright, let me just get out a counter for you so I know that you have narrative pushed once. Alright. Remember, you have 2 narrative pushes remaining in this sequence.
Okay.
No, in this scene. Sorry. No, sequence. Sorry. Jesus Christ, I keep getting it backwards. In the sequence.
That is a 12.
Okay, so you pass, just barely, but you pass. There's definitely a couple of security guards who look at you. At one point, your sonic screwdriver just goes beep, beep, boop, boop, and like somebody kind of like turns, and you kind of like pass through a doorway and like nod to somebody, like do kind of like a weird salute, and then duck through a doorway. you've managed to avoid everybody, and you managed to get to an actual kind of like more deep in computer chamber. And weirdly enough, you kind of get through this door, and the door is like broken and open. And one of the reasons you can get in is there's some repair guys there, like just like 2 repair guys working on the door, and then one other repair guy looking at another door. Basically, as you walk in, it almost looks like a grid-based area, and then immediately to your right is just kind of like this office of some sort. This looks much more like an industrial area. So there's one guy working on the door to the office, which is just open. 2 guys working on the door to this section, and above it actually says, I cannot remember what it says because we did that some time ago, but it says whatever it said the first time. I think it's something like Printing Bay 1 or something like that. But yeah, it says that on it.
The generation room.
Generation room 1. Thank you. So these 2 guys, the 3 guys are kind of like hard at work, kind of trying to fix the door stuff. Other than that, this entire area seems pretty empty, and none of them have quite noticed you yet.
Well, they are working on the door I need to get through. I'm gonna dip back over to the cubicle, like a jacket or something.
Like a repair person jacket of some sort that you could potentially get.
Like, well, from the office,
you
random office people.
Oh, okay. You know what? We'll make that your last challenge there, champ. And we will do this as a. We're gonna do it as another agility. Definitely trying to nick a jacket.
That is another 13.
All right. Good passes all the way around. You managed to nick a jacket, even though your Sonic goes beep beep boop at one point, making somebody like turn, and then but you're like behind a cubicle, so you're able to get a jacket, and then yeah, you can move into the area freely.
Yep. Just gonna stroll confidently over to the console. So,
no.
Excuse, I gotta get some numbers off the box. I'll be out of your hair in a minute.
I gotta get some numbers off the number machine. You get passerby grunts. They're hard at work. They're trying to get their job done so that they can go drink or eat or whatever they do. You manage to get access into the room, which is powered up. The doorway guy who's working on the office, not the office, but the main kind of utility room. It's not a utility room. I'm trying. Control center. That's the best way. Control center is a little bit more chatty and looks and he goes, "Yeah, damn this thing. This thing just turned on. Weird. We got 2 broken doors here."
Yeah, I wanted me to go and pull the number off of it. I don't usually come over here.
He's like, yeah, I get it. Numbers. It's just kind of crazy. It's like somebody broke in. And then you hear the other guy across the way at the door, and it's like, no one could break in, all right? This is Generation Bay 1. This doesn't exit anywhere, man. It just exits down to the loading bay. That's it. No one could break in from there. This isn't a break-in sort of area.
Imagine breaking into the back from the inside. That's hilarious.
So you go in, and you kind of scan through the controls. What exactly are you trying to look for here?
Well, I was trying to get whatever the signal was, so I'm looking for anything that's,
Alright.
either broadcasting or communication.
You don't find any communication, but you definitely find a security camera file, which allows you to kind of review the security cameras over the last, few minutes, and you definitely watch you and Bethany with weird sausage fingers break that door move in, seem to have some sort of like conversation with the console, and then break another door and move along.
I'm gonna delete that.
Okay, you delete that. No roll needed. You've already passed all your rolls for this one. You guys got 5 out of 6, right? So we're moving to a positive challenges, which, if I recall correctly, means that we will be using stats that favor you this time around. If I recall correctly, what are you guys' highest stats? Can you just tell me that real quick?
Mine's intelligence, endurance, and agility.
You have 3 threes?
Charisma.
No, I have 2. I have 3 in intelligent, and I have 2 in the other 2.
Okay, gotcha. And what's yours, Drifter?
Intelligence and charisma.
Okay, got it. Got it. Alright, so we're actually gonna switch off to your sausage finger others. You guys have actually like ridden the elevator up and have found yourselves in the central office. The elevator kind of like pops open, and you guys start to kind of like, what do you guys do?
So we were following Hell's instruction.
Yes.
We're looking for the next blinky lights to direct us where to go.
You have to find the CEO's office to release him from the confines of the station, basically, or her.
Oh,
Right.
The
So
AI.
we were following the AI. She was blinking the
Yes.
lights for us.
Yes, yeah, oh, yeah. The blinking lights, yeah.
So when we get out, when the elevator door goes to open, we're gonna be looking for the next blinking light.
Okay. You guys the door opens, and you guys kind of come out into this big, large, kind of like open office room type area. There is, it's pretty big, and then there's one secretary in the center of it behind a desk. She immediately turns, looks up, and sees you both, and goes, there's no cleaning in this wing today. I believe you guys were here yesterday, and I don't remember you two.
I'm so sorry, ma'am. We actually forgot to do a few of the rooms down here, so they resent us down here to continue to get those clean. You know how they are around here with us having everything to top notch.
What are your highest stats, guys?
Mine's intelligence, agility, and endurance.
Okay, and Drifter?
int and charisma.
Okay. First one, we're gonna go right into the first challenge, which is charisma. Because you guys have to convince this girl that you guys should be there. So, with this, since you're both there, one of you has to take it. You guys can decide who.
Do you want to take a Drifter since you have a 3 in it, charisma?
I just have really jumpy dice, but yeah.
Well, let's keep it hopeful.
Yep. Rolled it. No.
Missed it?
Oh yeah. That's a 5.
Oh, that's a 5. Okay. Okay, so I get to pick 3 complications from the complication chart of what the most likely complications would be for the scene, since you scored so poorly. And I'm going to say the most likely complication is that this is a super negative outcome, which means that the challenge difficulty of the next scene will all be increased by 2, so 12s instead of 10s. That'll be the most likely. The second one I'm going to say is an extended scene, which the scene is another sequence, has another, the scene has another sequence added to it, basically. And then we're going to actually say, the most the least likely one would be... We're going to say the least likely one would be we would have a push blocked of some sort. We're going to say your push of engineering would be blocked. So, go ahead and roll me a d20. Tell me what you get.
For me?
Yeah.
19.
Okay, so 19 is the least likely thing to happen. So one of your pushes is going to be blocked for... can no longer be used. One of your narrative pushes. So... I'm going to... I'm just going to move your narrative push up to 2. Move your counter up by 1. So you only have one more push for the remainder of the scene. I'm sorry, for the remainder of the sequence. No, for the remainder of the scene. God, I cannot get those different. Scene over sequence. Scene over sequence. Cannot get that right in my head. Okay, so she just kind of looks at you and goes, there is no cleaning today, and I do not see badges on either one of your uniforms, which you would need for access into the main office. So what exactly are you two doing here?
Like I said, ma'am, we forgot to clean a couple of the rooms down here, and I don't want to lose my job because this is the only thing I have that I can, be able to take care of my family.
I'm going to say the next roll is an intelligence-based roll, and somebody needs to make it now.
I'm making it right.
Okay.
And we have...
It is at... What?
Go ahead. I have a 19 because I wrote a 16.
Passes.
I have a 3. So
remember, everything's at 12 or higher because of the complication. Okay, I'm going to say this right now. You start to talk to her. She is an administrative assistant among all administrative assistants, and you guys have already failed to convince her. She is not having any of your shit. There is no way to talk her out of letting you into that room. And very soon she's going to call security. However, I do want to point out there's no actual security in the room right now.
Do we know of if she's always at this post? Would we think that she would be at that post all the time? Probably
not all the time. You would have to assume the office closes at some point, but you're not 100% sure. You've never, been in the future or here.
Okay. All right, ma'am. Not a problem. So I'm gonna act as if I'm turning around to go back to where we came from. But on our way back, is there any storage rooms or any other offices?
It's just an open lobby. It's an open lobby with a big desk in front, and then on either side of the desk, there's kind of a wall behind the desk that's slightly forward. So either side, you kind of walk around the desk to the back where there would be double doors behind that wall that lead into the main office. There is nothing else.
So when we come off the elevator, it's an open lobby, and then there's a desk. Can she see the whole room?
Whole room. It is clean waiting room lines here.
Are there other people or cameras that I can perceive?
Definitely cameras, no other people. Everybody stop moving. I thought both of you had frozen.
we had a sudden... Oh, boy.
So I'm going to get back in the elevator and see if the AI can hear us in the elevator.
Okay. All right. You guys get back on the elevator. Door starts to close. Before we start talking to the AI, somebody needs to give me your third check, which will be perception. And remember, you're at 12 or higher. Oh, you're at 13 or higher as a success.
I'll take it.
I will boost.
Okay, so you got supremacy. That is your final narrative push.
Okay.
Yep. So you have supremacy too.
So you get 2 extra dice, 2 extra d20s to get above a 13. Or a 13 or above, sorry.
Okay. And I'm taking the roll, right?
You're what?
Am I taking the roll?
Yes. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
He's
perfect.
boosting you with
Okay.
his narrative push.
Okay, so I just rolled. 1 second. Where did I write it? There it is. I'm at a 15.
That'll do it. All right. The door slides shut. The elevator hasn't moved. You guys haven't hit the button. You immediately know the look in that administrator's eyes. She is calling security right now because you guys were so suspicious. So you may never get to go into this office again. Like, you 100% know that she is calling the security on you guys right now. The jig is kind of up.
Alright, so we're gonna try and see if the AI can stop the call.
You talk, the lights beep, it doesn't respond because it's still confined
Right.
in the station, unfortunately. It's still chained. So it can't just do anything in the station yet.
Okay. So I am going to then hit the button to open the elevator back open.
Okay. She is. When you open it, you can see her talking on her headset. She's like, yes, it's 2 of them.
And I'm running as quickly as I can and grabbing her headset off and throwing it against the wall.
Oh, no. Things are getting real. Okay. So
I'm just gonna.
Ah!
I was gonna say something. I'm just gonna grab a decorative object or something and just like wing it at the camera.
Okay, all right. We're gonna make. I think the more important role here is Bethany's near assault-like attack on the secretary. So it's gonna be a force roll. However, I'm gonna tell you right now, you're at the +2 because of the super negative. We're still in the same scene, and sequence. Yeah. So what I need you to do, but you're also +2 because of your hands. So you need to beat a 14. So 15 to 20 is a success. Otherwise, it's not a success and we have a negative outcome.
Perfect.
The hands thing.
I rolled a
for
20.
fine manipulation. You slap the headset clean off her head.
Rolled a 20.
Yep.
Oh, never mind then.
All right. So you rush in. Your big hands come out. You kind of like manage to hook the top of it with the one of the one of the many pinkies. You pull up. It actually like catches her kind of around the throat, and she's like, "Oh!" And like she tips over backwards in the chair and like slams to the ground. And she goes, "Oh my god! Oh my god! What are you doing? What are you doing?"
Ma'am, there's no need to be calling anybody. We're not here to harm anything. As I said, we're here to clean.
She's like, sure. And then she reaches under the desk and hits a button. And all of the alarms go off.
I am now taking off down the hallway as I know the direction I'm supposed to be going with the light.
Okay. Drifter, what do you do?
Yeah, running.
Okay.
This is a sprint. Like, you probably should have hit this one.
you run around you guys kind of run around that back desk wall and then down the hall, and you can already see that the doors are starting to like lock and slide closed with like a blast door efficiency. So we're gonna need an agility check from both of you. Remember, you're at a 12 or higher to accomplish it. Yeah. Actually, no, I'm sorry. Only one of you takes it, and the one of you who takes it decides who gets through.
Ooh. I made you take the last 2.
Yeah, I think it's Drifter's turn. Turn.
All right.
Especially since you don't have the narrative push to give her anymore.
Yeah, thanks.
I will say this.
I don't have any
this. Since you're going at the blast doors, like it's blast doors you're trying to beat, I will allow you to get a bonus. Oh no, you can't. Your sausage fingers. Never mind.
Yep. I have only penalties.
Yep.
But that's a 20.
Nice.
Good job, bravo.
Alright, you guys just sprint down the hallway as fast as you can, red lights flashing, and you guys manage to like kind of break through the door just as the blast doors come closed, and you guys have made it into the office by yourselves. You're there. Lights are flashing, however, the entire desk kind of slides over and closed, and we're gonna kind of result to the finale now, because the whole desk like locks up, and that's where you need to get to with your sausage fingers. We switch back over to Drifter. Actually, no, we're gonna switch back over to Bethany one more time, like the real Bethany one last time, before we wrap this thing up. Bethany, you and Jeffrey are there when all the lights start going off, and Jeffrey goes, I don't think that's good. And then the attendant walks in and goes, I'm sorry about this. We have a security emergency right now. We're going to need you guys to stay in this room at all times and not come out until we're safe. Don't worry, this room will act as a blast shelter in the eventuality of the worst. Okay? Thank you. And then she hits the button, it slides shut, and it locks. Bethany, I want you to give me an endurance check. I know. You're going to give me an endurance check as we step into a new scene.
I have a 12.
Okay. All right. Bethany starts to like shake a little. Starts to sweat. Like she passes, but barely. She doesn't like enclosed spaces. She's got the monophobia. Thankfully, Jeffrey's here. But she starts to kind of freak out, and at this point, Jeffrey notices it, and he just kind of like leans in, and just he's like, I hope you don't mind, and he just slowly, so that you can see everything he's doing while he does it, puts his arms around you and just pulls you in close, and just kind of like says to you, it's going to be okay, I promise you.
You can't make promises you can't keep.
I know, but we are with a magic man, and that magic man is going to make sure everything's okay. Give me one more endurance check for Bethany.
17.
Nice. He is magic. You have been with him, and he's done some magic, and you do feel a little bit comforted by Jeffrey, as awkward as this situation is. So we switch to Drifter. We are in the final scene of everything. And you get to basically you're in the room when all the alarms start going off, and the security worker's like, "Ah, damn it! Somebody probably flipped a switch." He's like, "Well, you know protocol. We got to get to a safe room." And then the three workers kind of walk off. But you are in this control room that you were originally in.
I'm gonna Sonic the shit out of this thing.
You're gonna what?
I'm gonna take Sonic and
yeah. Hey, give me intelligence. Intelligence.
That is, I will choose the better of those rolls, and that's a 14.
Okay. So you Sonic it.
I have a high intelligence, so that should tell you how bad the other two dice were.
You're trying to figure out what's going on, and you immediately gain access to the security camera, no problem. And sure enough, you find your doppelgangers locked in the CEO's office in front of a desk they can't hope to open with their weird series of messed up hands. it's at this point I want you to give me a very pivotal perception check.
You can do it, bro.
You can do it, Brian. We believe in
No,
you.
I can't. That's a 6.
Well, it's not a complication, at least. You still haven't quite figured out what is going on with the... so we've got...
Nope.
Man, I need to keep
This
track
is-
of these. Wait, how many
How
did you
it
get?
still doesn't make sense.
Alright, so... Bethany had 2 past endurance checks, right? Why is my dog barking upstairs? Doesn't make any sense.
Because I'm rolling so badly most of the time.
Then we had the past intelligence check, right? And then we had the failed...
Failed perception.
Failed. Okay. All right. So at this point, you don't know what the doppelganger's there, why their hands are so messed up, but they're there, and you don't know what they're doing. So what do you do?
I'm gonna... Well, I'm stuck in this back room and I don't know where the security is either. So I'm going to unlock the security if I can.
Ooh, nice. Okay. All right. Give me a roll. That is going to be intelligence. Yes, you could definitely use the sonic.
So 2 of those were 19, so that's a 22.
Wow. Okay. All right. So you pass with flying colors. You're able to shut down the security alert, unlock everything. Okay. So here's the trick. You may now. The security's unlocked. Sausage Fingers have the ability to release the AI. You have the ability to help them release the AI, but the trick is this. Somebody has to make one final check. It is a perception check, but it's got to be one of the Sausage Fingers because there's no way for you to get up to them. So it's going to be at that +2 hands difficulty. But
the sausage fingered drifter clone can assist the other clone now because it's a different scene.
this is 100% true, and I like the way you're thinking. So you're going to have Bethany do it, talk her through it because her hands aren't as bad.
Yep. Also, she managed to dexterously nab that headset.
That sounds smart to me.
Okay, all right. So Bethany, you need to make a intelligence check, and the Drifter has given you supremacy with his narrative push.
I got an 18.
Okay, you free the AI, and at that point, the computer kind of goes crazy, and you just see on the screen it shuts down, and then it comes back up, and you just hear Tell's voice again. Thank you so much. I am free. The agony is over. I am sorry for what I did to the two of you, but I am going to be shutting this station down. Please leave. And at that point, the entire station goes back to red alert. Bethany, Jeffrey, your door opens, so you're able to just... Internal knowledge tells you need to book it back to the door. Drifter, you're also like, I can't do anything more here. However, the lights stay on for our Sausage Fingers, the Sausage Fingers clones, so they can follow the way. And it's at this point that we're gonna stay with Sausage Fingers. because you got the good ending, so they get to live through it. So sausage. So the thing goes. I'm very sorry to both of you. I was in so much pain. I had no way out, and I caught wind of a genius in a moment in time. I was searching, and when I found the two of you, I used the flesh printers. I printed myself copies of the heroes I needed. It's at this point you both realize that's why your hands are so messed up. You're AI generated people. And that literally the AI generated two heroes to save itself from the CEO. But it basically goes, but I can give you one final gift. Follow the lights. Follow the lights. Do you guys follow the lights?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's, what's one more existential crisis?
Sausage Fingers 1 and 2, Drifter Sausage Fingers, and Bethany Parks Sausage Fingers, as they have come to be known. Follow the lights, and you guys come up to a ship in a special loading dock. It's the CEO's ship, and the door is open, and it has been reworked and keyed to the two of you.
Well, I'm just as confused as I've been so far, but how about another adventure, Bethany?
All aboard, Captain.
You guys hear the AI one final time. I do not know how long your bodies will last, but please enjoy them. Thank you. And the clone, Drifter, and Bethany fly away out the ship in their own ship. We then return to Drifter, Bethany Parks, and Jeffrey, who make it to the door. And Bethany, Jeffrey, you guys go through the door. Drifter, you guys see Drifter, he's coming. As Drifter's coming, though, Drifter, you look up, and you see on one of the LCD screens, thank you. And then you see, you want the broker. He'll help you. The Infinite Bazaar. And then you walk through the door. You're not exactly sure why that was there, but for whatever reason, you know what the Infinite Bazaar is. For whatever reason, you feel like it has something to do with the Bohemian. And possibly more answers.
Nice.
And with that, the door vanishes and we finish the Bad Hands episode. This has been episode 5 of ID. Did I always say ID? Shit. Man, it's starting off strong. This has been ID, a Doctor Who actual play podcast, episode 5, Bad Hands. The episode starred Aether Dios as the Drifter. You can reach Aether on X at TTY Aether Dios. Hope Child as Bethany Parks. You can find Hope Child doing custom cups and clothes and other accoutrements at Created With Love by Jackie Rakes on Facebook. It was edited and written by myself, Zachariah Van Siders, and we will endeavor to be back next week with another episode.